Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer RANT. And today, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by reviewing one of their recent movies again. And yes, it's a live action film. I guess mine as well. And yeah, it's the 2009 remake of Aladdin. Don't know why this was really needed exactly, but okay. And yeah, I'm doing this. Review another remake, even though I don't like reboots. Ever. I don't like none of them. And yeah, I would say that it's, again, basically the original animated film, but stretched a little more than 2 hours.
Alright, here we go, folks. Here's the movie right here. There. Damn it! Die! This was terrible!
So, yeah, that's not a good sign. It does have the same problem I had with the Lion King reboot, along with the Beauty and the Beast reboot as well. And of course, I'm not going to forget about the Cinderella reboot. All these films have one thing in common. Okay, aside from being reboots, these remakes have one of the major problems I have with these movies. Their original storyline have been stretched over 2 hours, and so it feels like there's lots of filler. Lots and lots and lots of filler. So they just need to stretch it somehow. Otherwise, this needed to be done in this way. It's dumb. So yeah, I guess I have to, actually do this. So even though I don't want to really, guess the movie's not very good really. But yeah, the live action version of Aladdin is the one I'll be talking about. I don't like it. So anyway, as usual, I do have to talk about the plot. So let's just get into it, shall we? So here we go. What's going on in here, folks, is that yeah, the kind-hearted Aladdin does want to help people, of course, even though he's really poor and whatnot. And Princess Jasmine is really rich, so yeah, he does come across as Genie eventually, of course. And of course, Genie is going to help him out in a lot of ways because he's supposed to grant him his wishes and whatnot. And informs Aladdin that you can't make someone fall in love with you. And he has to come in natural. Well, okay, that's pretty obvious. So this is where basically this entire film starts off. Even though it does feel like it dragged to get to the point of things. So the streets is where he officially meets up with Princess Jasmine, which I think is kind of stupid in some ways because during the sequence, she was actually okay with stealing food from the stores and giving to the poor. That's just the wrong kind of message that you want to give kids. So you're letting them know that it's okay to steal if you're poor, or you're going to give to the poor. That kind of gives the wrong impression of Jasmine. This makes Princess Jasmine kind of an asshole, because nobody has any right to steal anybody's food just because you're poor. That's like going up to the Walmart right now and allowing the individual or individuals to steal stuff just because they can't afford anything. Give me a break. If you can't afford anything, then don't bother stealing because, like I said a moment ago, under no circumstance, nobody has any right to steal. I don't care how you try to justify it, it's not a good idea. I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit of homeless people around where they live, so why couldn't Princess Jasmine and her mother help them out? I mean, they're pretty well off. There is a difference between willing to give money and taking it. There's a difference between the two. So there is a thing called, I don't know, volunteer work. So why wasn't that ever a thing in the movie? Yeah, there's a plenty of problems, and that's just some of the problems in the beginning of the film. Why is she so willing to do something right off the bat with him, right before actually getting to know him? I don't even know. Couldn't she just buy like a truck ton of apples herself and start handing them out because at least the store owners, the employees would have made some money and the homeless get some food. There, everybody wins. Yeah, no, this whole bit where we're supposed to believe that they fall in love or something. But none of this actually comes off genuine at all. This movie manages to be even more stupid than the live action remake of The Lion King. I didn't like that movie either. Both movies are dumb, but this one's dumber. Before anybody says anything, I know it's coming off, I'm skipping it on some bits. But like I was trying to say a moment ago is that it's basically the same movie as the original. They just stretched it to over 2 hours. If you've seen the original, it's basically the same movie. That's it. So yeah, it's about as lazy you can get when it comes to making these films. It's that exact same movie, except it's more stupid. And I didn't find none of the characters likable, like at all. I found all of them to be annoying in their own way. I didn't even like the villain. I didn't even like none of the characters at all. So I was on top of everything else. I was really bored while watching this. I really was. Even the characters aren't very good. I know we're supposed to care about the friendship between Genie and Aladdin, but I really don't. I mean, the characters are totally one-dimensional.
It's Mr. Monkey. How many times did I tell you I don't want to buy you these god awful movies for you ever? They're terrible. Just because you like them does not mean it's good, you know. Let me give it a shoe here. Yeah, come on, there's you get. Okay, he's unconscious right now. Yeah, he's unconscious. Okay, pick him up here. Put him in his bag. Yeah, get his bag, will you? There you go. Okay. Just put him in his bag. There you go. Okay. I'll turn this on for a moment. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Actor who played as Aladdin, I didn't like him as his character. He really didn't bring the magic at all, really. Hey, my name is Rick, man. How can you not like this movie? Shut up, Rick. I don't like you. You're a pain in the ass. Man, you're such a moron. You have to realize it's just a fantastic film. It's perfectly made with a great cast of characters, and the actors and actresses did a fantastic job, man. Come on. My name's Rick, and this is a fantastic movie. If I like it, you have to like it. We'll have to kick your ass. And that man is annoying. Damn Rick. So anyway, another thing I want to address is that a lot of people seem to be praising this film for having diversity. I mean, really? That's it you're going to praise it for? That's the only way to make it good? I mean, the original Godzilla film had an all-Asian cast. I didn't see anybody praising that film, like, at all. That film had an anti-war message, but that film was heavily censored just because of it. And on top of that, it was also met with ridicule as well, because it was basically the butt end of jokes. I'm gonna say the same thing with a lot of the kung fu films, which has most of the time anyway has an all Asian cast. I don't see anyone praising those films for that. And if anything, again, they're like the butt end of jokes. So yeah, about all that. Before I go any further, folks, let me explain just a little bit of what I'm talking about, just so some moron won't take what I just said out of context. So just bear with me here, folks. Having diversity in a film isn't in itself a bad thing. I don't mind it. But the thing is that I find it a highly double standard that if a white character or white characters take place most of the screen, they scream diversity, which in itself can be racist towards white people. But if there's a class of characters all from one country or at least a few countries working together, no one says anything. So it just seems kind of odd that they seem to be really picky and choosy when it comes to this kind of a thing. And Just when a video game like Dragon Age Inquisition actually has diversity, they accuse this game for whitewashing. If you want diversity, you're gonna have to have white characters too. And also on top of that, this also game was the butt end of jokes just for having a lesbian, which is homophobic. Elf is actually a race of characters in Dragon Age Inquisition, just like how human beings are from different countries, things in that manner. But no one seems to bring that up. But each character from each clan, race, species, or what have you, all work together and they all have their own set of skills. And it may take some time, but you can actually make a team out of all these characters. So having diversity actually serves a purpose in Dragon Age. And among the elf society, so to speak, those different classes and those three different religions, and some of these elves, like Sarah, for example, dismiss religion. Or maybe some tension because of that. Well, at the very least, three from what I remember anyway. And another thing I would bring up is the fact that it's not exactly diversity if all of these characters are from the same country. Or even just most of them from the same country. That's not really diversity. I mean, not that I would care, because the only thing I'm worried about is the plot. At the end of the day, that's all I always seem to worry about. How many times do I have to bring up this damn game up? I'm getting sick of tired of bringing it up just to bring a point. I mean, it's not a bad game, but come on. So, like I was saying, folks, all that really matters in my eyes is the story. The story, the story, the story, the story. The story. Beginning, middle, and end. That's all I really care about, really. They could be from different countries, one country, whatever. But at least have it for a reason. Don't make it just there for its own sake. Yeah, make it seem like there's actually a reason to put it in. Maybe the characters can learn from each other's countries and whatnot. Make sure there's a reason for it. Not just they're just on a very, very, very surface level, and that's it. And this is the kind of thing I'm talking about here. This kind of stupid bullshit. Oh, sure, let's complain if there's a Caucasian male in there, so accuse the movie of being racist. But that's a racist statement in itself. Diversity isn't exactly going to save the movie. A movie is going to be bad or good regardless of that. See, any of these individuals, when well, the Chinese were being attacked for supposedly spreading the virus, if anything, a lot of them were just a button of jokes. Yeah. However, not only that, and then when a movie actually tries to have a diverse characters teaming up, it still becomes the button of jokes. And people start complaining about it and whatnot. Very inconsistent. And the music in this film wasn't very good. It felt like a very auto-tuned, and I didn't like that. So the soundtrack didn't even really have a certain feel like it did with the original animated feature. So even on that regard, it fails miserably. So there's nothing really to back this film up. I mean, yes, okay, it does have a bigger budget compared to the original, a much bigger budget. But just because you throw more money into a movie and have a much bigger production value doesn't exactly save it. And okay, granted, it depends how you handle the money, of course, how you handle the production values. We get down to that. That's what it is. It depends how you use it, I guess. But it's definitely not done properly here. And you can tell it was obviously not much care being placed in this film, at least with the narrative is is in this case, because I didn't like the story. The story felt flat. I mean, they're trying to add a few extra things, like for example, the whole thing with Princess Jasmine's mother or what have you. She's trying to have her own little thing going on in the story, but I really don't care, like at all. So it just felt needlessly stuffed in just so to fill in the runtime, really. And yeah, come on. Like, for example, folks, do we really need to have everyone have a plot line from Snow White and Seven Dwarfs? Would it be really necessary for every dwarf to have a long subplot or whatever? What would be the point of that? You feel like you're putting too much at once. And that's how this film comes off. Gonna have too many things going on at once for some reason, and none of it I really care about. If anything, it was actually kind of bored. So yeah, the There's of course there's lots of musical sequences um in this film, folks, but the thing is that nobody brings any emotion to the story as a whole already as it is. So I didn't even like the acting. I got the whole thing I was saying about Aladdin. I didn't like the fact that he was in this film. He didn't really bring his own way, his own merits, really. I mean, granted, I thought it was pretty damn pointless anyway to remake this entire movie. Why they couldn't do another movie instead? I mean, they already have a second and third film for the original for the original movie. Why couldn't get a fourth film instead? I mean, okay, technically this is the fourth movie, but I mean, as in sequels, have another sequel instead. These are really popular characters, and you know, a lot of people are going to be watching this on a very surface level kind of a thing. Anyway, looking at Princess Jasmine, a lot of people be talking about her outfit, and her outfit, and the thing, and her jewelry, and then her outfit or whatever. Is really anyone going to be talking about as a character? Not really. And if they do it, it's just going to be the fact that she's a woman, and she's a woman, and the fact that she's a woman, and the fact that she's a woman. And again, very surface level stuff here. The same issue I had with the remake of Cinderella. Yeah, in the more updated version, she's a woman, she's determined, and that's about it. Okay, she's a strong woman. What else? I mean, I don't mind female leads, but come on. You have to be more than a character. This is the same problem I had with the Captain Marvel over here. She's powerful and she's a woman. She's powerful and she's a woman and she's powerful. That's it. That's all there is to character. It comes out right here the same kind of issue here. She's a woman and she's determined. Okay, what is there to the character? That's it. Again, I don't mind strong female leads and whatnot. Fine, have diversity and all that. I don't mind because, like I said, at the end of the day, all I really care about is the story. And the story here fell flat. So anyway, folks, this was not a very good film as a whole. I'll give it an overall rating of a 4.5 out of 10. It gets a 4.5 out of 10 from me. And as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah.